we played a juke joint, which happens to be Bev's juke joint. There you go. It was amazing, really, the experience. It was, I mean, the place was falling apart. I mean, I realized it had a cool name. People loved that place. This was like a cult place. I didn't know. And we went in, and I mean, there was a hole in the stage where you could just kind of fall through, and there was like it was just no PA, and just the crazy stuff. And Bev was there, and she was like everything. She what the song says. She was wearing so many hats, which of course I can relate to. She was a business lady that was really taking care of everything in that place, and it was not easy because the place was kind of falling apart. And I don't think she had a lot of help. A juke joint, a real juke joint, where you hope you're going to survive that night, and that there's not going to be electric shocks, and I don't know what.
Welcome to the Back Catalog Listening Party, your weekly musical happy hour where musicians pick an album from their back catalog and tell the stories behind their favorite tracks in front of a live online audience.
This week we talk with Serbian-born blues guitarist and songwriter Ana Popovic, who joins us from Los Angeles to revisit her 2016 three-disc album, Trilogy. She talks about exploring the different moods of morning, midday, and midnight, working with Grammy-winning R&B, rock, and jazz producers, including jazz legend Delfeayo Marsalis. So buckle up and grab a beverage as we listen to music together here on the Back Catalog Listening Party, where it's always Friday and old albums never sounded better. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
And welcome to the Back Catalog Listening Party. My name is Mother Banjo, one of your hosts.
My name is Anthony Ihrig, the other host.
And today we have joining us all the way from Los Angeles, Ana Popovic.
Hey, how's everyone doing? Thank you for having me.
We are so happy to have you. And you brought the sunshine, because here in Minneapolis, It is a gorgeous day.
Awesome.
Just almost, I don't know if it cracked 70, but it was in the upper 60s for sure. So.
Oh, that's awesome. I love Minneapolis, any temperature, really.
Well, we are excited, as is Alan. He says, happy Friday, everybody. He says, New Jersey is not supposed to be this hot. I know, Alan, that you normally are joining us from Texas. So I bet you were thinking you were escaping the heat, but I guess that's a no-go. You have to cool off with a beverage. Let's see. Our friend is joining us from Minneapolis.
Hey, Joe.
Ready to rock. Yeah, Joe.
Awesome.
Connie from Richfield.
Hello.
And we have some big Ana fans here.
Yeah.
Chris, we have seen her shows at the Dakota Jazz Club. And by the way, Chris, you probably know this if you're a big fan, but she is coming to the Dakota
next week.
This coming Tuesday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So you can check that out. And 68 and sunny in Savage, Minnesota, with some red wine. All right.
There you go.
And then we have the Ericksons joining us from Cambridge. Hi.
Hey, gang.
Hello.
So if you are also joining us, tell us where you are tuned in from, if you're enjoying a beverage or a snack. This is our weekly happy hour where we get to kick back, relax, enjoy some good music, maybe a tasty beverage, and chat with our favorite artists. And Ana, I know you just got back from a big European tour, so you're probably, I don't know if you have recovered from jet lag, but I know it's a little earlier there, but are you enjoying a beverage or a snack?
I am. I have a glass of wine. Cheers, everybody.
Nice.
Cheers.
And
Cheers.
I'm fine with the jet lag. I did, I come back and there's stuff to do right away. I don't have time for jet lag.
I don't have time for jet lag. I love that.
The kids are ready. I never had time. All these years, I had to just, whatever I can get, that's on the plane. And after that plane ride is done, it's over for me. So I'm used to it, So, no, I'm over that, and it's great. And I'm ready for this new leg coming up. So my life is good. When I'm not on the road, it's just relaxation, really. Whatever, it's just relaxation here or, in California or in Michigan or sometimes in Amsterdam. Yeah.
Excellent.
Nice. Tony, are you enjoying anything on this very summer-like day?
Yeah, this is my relaxation too. I'm enjoying a grapefruit IPA. It's the special
Nice.
effects from Brooklyn Brewery, and it's
Nice.
really delicious and cool and crisp and refreshing on this beautiful day here in the Twin Cities.
Awesome.
Well, I'm also channeling my summertime vibes with, I know it looks like water, but it's a gin and tonic. So I'm enjoying that.
Excellent. Cheers,
so cheers,
Ellen.
everyone.
Cheers, Anna. Cheers, everybody out there listening. Like Ellen said, this is a happy hour and it's a conversation. So if you're listening live and you have questions for Anna, just throw them in the real-time chat and we'll try to get to all of them by the end of the hour.
That's right. And for folks, Anna, who are maybe a little less familiar with your music, maybe you could give a brief origin story about where you grew up and how you fell into making the music that you make.
I grew up in Serbia, Belgrade, Serbia, and my music was always in my home. So it was a home with loud music, good music, and ever since I remember music, it was every day. All the chores were done with loud music on, anything from blues, from rock and soul and funk, and just good stuff. So later on, I really wanted to be a part of the jam sessions that my dad used to host. And then I learned some Elmer James on slide and got my 5 minutes of fame and started playing live with the guys, with my dad's friends. But I was always into blues. I mean, I really dreamt about, I wanted guitar so badly, playing it. That was my instrument. And my dad was like, well, start with the piano. Well, Dad didn't hold me at all. Then he was like, well, start with the Spanish guitar. And I took some lessons and oh my gosh, I really didn't like that. And then finally electric guitar. That was it.
And you haven't looked back.
I knew that. I just had to convince everybody. But yes, it was a lovely growing up. Really, it was just a lot of art and music, art books, music books, guitar magazines, music magazines. Just creative surrounding in a crazy times in Serbia, crazy political times. But we had our escape, which was music and art.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is the way.
That really did prepare me for anything that life can throw at you. And now with politics being so crazy, I'm thinking, well, I've been through all kinds of crazy stuff in Serbia, so bring it on.
Yeah, and music will get us through this. I really believe it. Always does.
Yeah. And so it was always kind of electric guitar for you from the get-go. And when did you first, I know you started off pretty young. When did you, how old were you when you first started really playing out professionally and touring?
I was about 18, I guess, when I started, when I formed my band. And soon after that, we got concerts, gigs, and I never went back. I mean, I studied graphic design, but after those first shows came in and I thought, oh my gosh, there's the crowd. They're actually waiting for us to start playing. You can get paid. You can pay for gas and food and whatever you want. Is like, oh my gosh. And then I never worked a day on a different job in my life. It was always music and it was always mixed with passion. My work is my passion. Mm-hmm. And it's a wonderful thing because you really can't call it work. I can't call it work. The closest I get to work is like, okay, well, I just finished my taxes yesterday. That was a lot of and okay, we were squeezed up on a flight from Europe in those small seats. Okay, that's work. And anything else really is just passion.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, we love that. Well, we are so excited to have you here sharing your passion with us. And I'm really excited about this record that you chose to revisit today on the Back Catalog Listening Party. The name of the album is Trilogy. It came out in 2016. And this is a pretty unique project. Do you want to tell us why you picked it and kind of what makes it special?
Yeah. I'm a fan of that record. I like all my records. I know how much work I put into it, and not every song is the way I envisioned it, or maybe not everything is something that I want to listen back. But I'm very proud of Trilogy, and I think it was a certain time in my life when I was juggling so much. Uh, I mean, my daughter was 3, my son was 7. We were living in Memphis, and I took on this project that was just like it was really like a dream. It was in the dreams as well, because I used to dream about it and wake up with it and go to bed with it. And it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta put this record out. I don't know what's gonna happen if I don't. It took all of my attention. And finally, I don't know how I did it, really. Now looking back when the kids are older and there's not much work. Um, I had these 2 kids and we were in Memphis and we didn't have family support or anything to come, babysitters and stuff. So we did it everything on our own. And then I would just, I envisioned this project where the horns are recorded in New Orleans. So I jump in my car and I drive 6 hours to New Orleans to record some horns. And then one of the songwriters is in Nashville, and I love how they record vocals. So I go and record vocals and background vocals in Nashville, sit in the car for 3 hours. And then, Memphis. Yes, I love the rhythm section. I love how they play the pocket. I love, so all of this on top of everything else that was going on in my life and the touring. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. And it's an incredible time in my life to say, okay, I have a lot of energy, I think, but that energy, I don't know if I can repeat that.
Well, and for those who aren't familiar, Trilogy isn't just the name of the album. It's how many discs are included in this album. It's a 3 album, 3 disc set, and each one has a theme. Can you talk about that?
Yes. Just before that, I guess there were a few things that led to it. One was there was a few fans of mine that would come after the concert and say, well, I made a compilation of all your funk songs, and I have this Ana Popovic funk. And then they would come and say, well, I like all your blues stuff. So I put them all on one playlist. Yeah. And then the people that love rock and, people that like horns. And I thought that's a unique style, because my music is just a big variety of a lot of different styles. And I think, but I thought, I don't listen to music that way. I don't listen to music, okay, I'm going to listen to funk now. What I do listen to is, like, there is a certain feeling about the music when I wake up in the morning. I need certain sound for that. I'm not going to have it, or maybe I will have it rocking the energy, but usually there's certain style of music you want to wake up to. Then the middle of the day, you can take all the energy you have, and then you want something smooth for the end of the day, right? You get a glass of wine and you put some Tom Waits on, or you put there's a certain feeling. Where I like to think of the music in a matter of time of the day. And then of course you go to a nightclub and you want everything super speedy, and you need to get that fix, right? So which you would never listen in the morning, right? So I called these 3 records morning, midday, and midnight. And in the matter of styles, I wanted to, the volume 1 is called Morning, and it was a funk soul and R&B record, where the volume 2 was more rock and blues, just a heavier, more straight through kind of a style. And then the volume 3 was jazz. I used to study jazz. I started studying jazz way back in the day, and at some point I started touring, so I never finished that study. I studied world music and jazz, so that really, on top of that, I had to get all my jazz chops again after years of not doing that. And I'm not a jazz player, I'm a blues player, but man, and I got some people to help me out with that. I mean, Delfeayo Marsalis, I asked him to produce that record for me. I just saw him recently in New Orleans. He came to our show, and it was just wonderful to catch up, and I hope we can do some more stuff. He's incredible and the nicest guy. So that recording was one of the most, which we can come back to a little later, but I mean, that was incredible, the way we recorded that volume 3, and the way the jazz cats came and so prepared and so like it was incredible. I'd like to talk about it a little later, but the idea about this record was really to showcase different styles and to effortlessly flow from one style to another, to adjust the vocals to the each style, to adjust the production to the each style. And I was the mastermind behind it, and also the mastermind behind it, what musicians to use for what projects. So I had a drummer in mind for the funk, I had a drummer in mind for blues, and of course the jazz and the bass players, and there is 30 plus musicians on Trilogy.
Wow.
I just immensely enjoyed. Well, first of all, I was living in Memphis, so you are in the heart of this music mecca, right? Which consists of Nashville and New Orleans and Memphis. So, I just gave myself carte blanche. You can just do whatever you want. Obviously, I had some money to spend because living in Memphis was cheap. So I just went all in, really. And
Nice.
that was one reason behind this record. And there was another reason behind it that I think half a year before that, or maybe a year before that, our van got stolen with all our gear in it after the show. And I was just touched with how much support I got from my fans. They all chipped in with the gear. We had a show that same night. We had to get the gear. And they really helped us out. Everybody was, finding help for drums, for bass, so we can keep playing. And I thought I want to give something back. So instead of one CD, there's 3 CDs.
Nice.
I love that. Well, needless to say, we won't get to all the tracks on this. We're going to get a sampling of each of these 3 albums and moods. We're going to start off. The first track you picked to feature is She Was a Doorman. And is there anything you want to say about this track and which album this comes from?
Yes, this is off of the volume 1. I was working with Tommy Sims, who is an incredible songwriter, and we worked on a few records. This is one of them. Just amazing. We co-wrote a lot of these songs, and I came with the ideas, and we put them together. And I just thought it was a very smooth way of writing, where you really kind of finish each other's sentences and just put it all there, and it's perfect. The way he would play the bass and the guitar, and it was just naturally growing into some cool stuff. On top of that, I was looking for that deep groove, deep pocket, which is funk, rock, that I, of course, explore much more in the later records. But maybe this was the first. I think this was the first time where you have the deep pocket, deep funk, and rock. And but the idea came. We played a juke joint, which happens to be Bev's juke joint. There you go. And it was amazing, really, the experience. The place was falling apart. I realized it was the cool. It had a cool name. People loved that place. This was like a cult place. I didn't know. And we went in, and there was a hole in the stage where you could just kind of fall through, and there was like it was just no PA and just the crazy stuff, and Bev was there, and she was everything. She what the song says. She was wearing so many hats, which of course I can relate to. She was a business lady that was really taking care of everything in that place, and it was not easy because the place was kind of falling apart. And I don't think she had a lot of help. But a juke joint, a real juke joint, when you really hope you're going to survive that night, and that there's not going to be electric shocks and I don't know what, and what the song say. She was a doorman, she was a sound man, she was a microwave chef, and she was taking care of the band, and she was she was a business lady. And again, I have respect for that. And at some point the line says she was a she-man, which we put in fun. I don't know if she was a she-man or not, but I can't tell that. But anyway, the idea of this song came from Bev's juke joint, and of course it evolved into something else. But yeah, take a listen.
Awesome. What a great way to start our hour. And for those of you who are in the upper Midwest with us, Bevs was up in Superior, Duluth area
Yes,
in
I believe
Wisconsin,
so.
just north here. So we're going to give it a spin. This is Ana Popovic with She Was a Doorman here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Deserted streets on 4th of July, fireworks and flags, movie truck on stage, cargo, walls and rags, business in the front, party in the back, corn dogs for dinner, car stereo for the PA. She was a doormaid on a salmon and a microwave shed. She was a she-man, just taking care of the bank. Budweiser neon lights, Stonewall's jeans and overalls, regulars at the bar, society in the back, honky-tonk John, back at the farm. She serves warm beer, straight from her tribe. She was a doormaid on a salmon and a microwave shed. Oh, she was a she-maid. Oh, she was taking care of the bank. She was a doormaid on a salmon and a microwave shed. Yeah, she was a she-maid. She was taking care of the bank. Mike chocolate, last poppy, catch it on the fly. Duct tape on everything, barely getting by. She got cash in her bra, she loves it on her skin. Chevy, right here tomorrow night, to do it all again. She was a doormaid on a salmon and a microwave shed. Oh, yeah, she was a she-maid. She was taking care of the bank. Oh, she was a doormaid, salmon and a microwave shed. Oh, she was a she-maid. She was taking care of.
Woo! Yeah, that's how you kick off the party right there.
That's right. I mean, it's only the
Oh.
first song, and my neck is sore from
From all the
chicken
violence.
licking.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
brings back good memories for sure.
Oh, well, that's.
She had cash in her bra.
I
She
heard that
loved it
line.
on
That
her
was great.
skin. She loved it on her skin. Oh my goodness, that
Oh.
was fun.
You
fun
really
time.
painted such a great picture. And whether you
Mhm.
knew Bev at the Juke Joint up in Superior, Wisconsin, or I feel like you've probably, if you've been to any kind of like dusty old
yeah.
music club and bar, you've met a Bev
Yeah.
somewhere.
Oh yeah,
We've all
definitely,
known a Bev if you've been
definitely.
hung around music long enough, right?
Bev keeps the music world going,
Oh,
honestly.
we
The
need
Bevs
those
of the world.
Bevs. We really do.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like what I say. It's not easy to be a businesswoman in the music, and
Mm-hmm.
I've met quite a few, and it's not easy, to get respect from your male colleagues in the band, and then to keep it all
Mm-hmm.
going. So you go
Yeah,
back,
that's right.
But I mean, talking about this track, those horns are just
Hmm.
magnificent, and I think this is the first record where I got into. Mark Mullins from Bonarama wrote those horns with me, and I used him for quite a few records after that, and he's just incredible. So what I said, I would jump in a car and go to New Orleans and come back the next day. We would record those horns, but I'm just a huge fan of great horn lines, and
Oh,
uh, I
Really
have them on
powerful.
almost all my records. Yeah.
Hey there, would you like to be part of the live show? Well, become a member of the Back Catalog Listening Party Patreon, and you'll get a backstage pass to weekly online tapings where you can ask the artist questions and participate in the live chat with a fun community of like-minded music nerds. You'll also get a first look at upcoming guests and receive invitations to special live streams and private after parties. So join the party today at patreon.com/Back Catalog Listening Party.
man, the comments were lighting up during that tune. Loving
Oh,
the
good.
groove, and also Joe. Oh yeah, Joe said that you have a ton of fantastic videos. So clearly Joe's a fan, and he said there's a great one for this tune. So we'll try and dig that up to share with folks in the show notes, and we'll also share that photo. So if you are listening to the podcast and you want to see the photo of Bev's Juke Joint and get to those various links of all the great musicians that appear on this record or are involved in the making of this 3-disc album, you can go to backcataloglisteningparty.com and go to this episode with Ana Popovic. And also, Christopher chimed in and said, "You really got to see Ana live!" Exclamation point.
Yeah,
So
you do.
Yeah, well, speaking of such things, it felt very live, what we were just listening to. I'd love to know, like, are you the kind of musician that gets the whole band in a room and plays it live? How did these different records come to be in the studio?
Yeah, in the studio is one story. Then rehearsing with the band, I'm not a big fan of rehearsals, and my live band, even the 11-piece, they come fully prepared with their homework already done. I kind of like to lead the rehearsal like that. So, for example, for the big band show we had last year, I had everybody in the room. Now you're talking 11 people, and I said we're going to start with the very difficult horn parts and the very difficult vocal parts. So everybody else quiet, and the horns play the parts ideally from heart, so not reading, which they did.
Nice.
And
Nice.
once we get that out of the way, we can get the groove going. But I
Mhm.
don't want to stop. I don't want to run the parts. I need you to come fully prepared. And I work with musicians that do, so that makes my life really, really easy when fronting a band. We have a show coming up now in Kentucky with the 11-piece fantastic funk band. 3 horns, 3 background vocals, the percussion, drums, bass. It's just a wonderful sound. But the studio in this particular place is what I said. I would record horn. I would record basic tracks. I'm not sure where this. I think this was in Memphis. I mean, this was in New Orleans together with the horns. But some of the songs were recorded separately. Like maybe the next song we're gonna do whenever we're gonna listen to "Woman to Love." That was just based on a wonderful groove of a rhythm section in Memphis that I really like, and put the song on top of it later.
So it sounds like some of the tunes you recorded when you say
Together.
you recorded it like a core group and then you added some parts later.
Yeah, and some we recorded all together, but
Yeah.
I don't know about this particular thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of
It
tracks
was
because
a
this is a
long
three disc
It was a-
album. So there's a lot of tracks. So I don't know how many tracks total are on the Trilogy. Like
oh
how
my
many?
goodness.
Like at least probably 30.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's 30,
Okay.
but we can take a look.
Anyway, a lot of songs. And one thing I do want to put a plug in for is she still has some CD copies of this album, not a ton. So you want to get on it, folks. If you want to dig into all three of these different Ana Popovic moods, the funk and soul and the blues and rock and the jazz, then you'll want to order this CD from her website, anapopovic.com.
That's right.
She has all kinds of amazing albums and merch, but she still has some CD copies of this, and it will sound the best. You'll hear all the nuance of those great New Orleans horns. You're going to hear things you never will hear if you're just streaming it from a service.
Yes,
so
yes.
buy it, and because it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's 23 songs.
23
songs.
songs. So that's a
Over
lot of songs,
different.
folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and speaking of just the quantity of songs, we're almost halfway through our hour and we've only listened to one song.
We got to get the music going.
And I want to make sure we at least get to hear samples from each mood, from each disc. So why don't we jump into that song you were about to, you were just talking about, Woman to Love. Is there anything you want to say about this one?
Basically, idea was, and again, this is something we co-wrote together, Tommy Sims and I. I always write love songs. I always want female kind of a songs with attitude. What can a man do better, or why? What is this? And you know, you just kind of trying to think of the subject. This particular song, I wanted to go from a male perspective. What do they need from us women? You know what I mean? What is a good woman? What is really a woman to love? What do you need as men for us to do? Because it's always like what we want you to do. So it was like a different perspective, and I think Tommy really liked that. Tommy really liked that, and then we came into this some really wonderful lines, and it's an honest story about what I think I as a woman could do better. As for example, in a relationship, or any woman really, and just be there, really be there for your partner. And I still stand behind it. I think it's a good song, and I have to every now and then I should listen to it. Yeah,
good
it's a
reminders.
good one.
Here.
It's a wonderful groove. It started as a groove in Memphis, and a basic track that's recorded with Memphis musicians, and then we build it on top of that, and it's great.
All right, let's give it a spin. This is Ana Popovic, Woman to Love, here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
You up when you go down. Woman of love, everything you hope she'll be. Something in a way of a miracle. These are the arms of woman. Hold you tight till the storm blows over. She's your strength.
Yes.
Ana Popovic
Wow.
here with Woman to Love from her
Good,
2016
good.
album Trilogy. Whoa.
Holy smokes.
Man, there's so much going on in that.
I don't know where to
Yes.
start.
I think, okay, one of the things I want to start with is the guitars, because of course, I mean, there's your fiery playing, but there's also that rhythm guitar and there's some nice
I
interplay.
know.
So who
And it's
else
like
is playing guitar with
5/7
you?
I think it's 5/7 rhythm, and it's just sections. They're not really in 4/4, and then it's so good. And we played so much of this song live back in the day, but I feel like I should put it back in the set list.
Yes, definitely
Play
put it
again.
back.
Oh,
Yeah, so many details. Like, speaking of guitars, one of them I wanted to point out too, which is one of these reasons you got to wear headphones to hear this, but that there was a guitar solo that basically came out of your mouth, like you were singing this
yes.
line,
Yes.
and that guitar just
Kept
rode
going.
right out of that.
I
And that was
agree.
one of the things that I just thought was brilliant, kind of production. And then that bass throughout the whole song, like
I
I
know.
couldn't stop listening to that. It had me going in every direction. I don't suppose you remember who was on bass on this one.
No, I don't remember right now, but I can look it up for you.
Well, that was just some
Incredible,
amazing,
really.
really, really good stuff. And
Well, it's something for people to really look. Like, let's find it out. Let's find out.
And also, yeah, that rhythm guitar. I don't know who else was joining you on the guitars, but real sweet.
Well, Jackie Clark was on bass, who is incredible,
Mm.
and then he plays with Joe Bonamassa, I think, and then I'm trying to figure out if there was anybody on the rhythm guitar.
Tommy Sims.
Oh yeah, Big D, Dervin Perkins. Well, he was
Wow.
on one of the Anyway, incredible. I really love that tune, and I'm glad you guys wanted to play it.
that
brought me
was
back.
fantastic. That was a journey.
In fact, I think I need to take off my sweater now.
Yeah.
It's just getting
I
really
know,
hot in
I
here.
feel the same. I
Oh,
want to take
man.
this off, but I can't.
Exactly. Okay.
I'm circling back to Chris's comment about seeing Ana live, because, like, I mean, if this is even close, I mean, I feel like we just like witnessed a concert there, just listening to
it's
the energy
definitely
and
close,
the excitement in the recording, which is not
Hard to
always an easy.
capture, yeah.
It's not always an easy thing to capture in the recording for it to translate from live to the record. So I can only imagine what it's like
I
on
think
stage.
that's something that I really still try to do in my live shows, which is keep the excitement, really
Yeah.
keep the excitement. And I think we got plenty of that. And I just freaking love it. And I mean, that's the only way I can be doing this for as long as I've been doing this job, this one thing. I've been a musician for all my life. So how are you going to do that unless you really push yourself and really head for perfection and for new stuff, not recycling the old stuff. But so I'm very blessed to surround myself with people that feels that way.
Yeah,
Nice.
for sure. Well, Chris chimed in the comments, said a couple of his other album favorites, Can You Send the Heat and Blue Room. So he was saying that, so folks, there's a lot of great albums out there. So that Ana Popovic has recorded. So go to anapopovic.com and you can pick up this album we're revisiting today, the 3 CD collection Trilogy. You can pick up Chris's recommendations. Also, Ana has a new record. I'm still going to call it new because I know you're still touring behind it. It came out, I guess, at the tail end of 2025, called Dance to the Rhythm. I'm guessing that has more kind of danceable songs, yes?
It has some danceable songs for sure. I mean, the whole thing is, of course, deep pocket and incredible grooves. And we put in a few dance songs to it, which is the first for me ever. You know, I mean, real dance. Like, I love to go to, dance clubs and anywhere in Europe, Amsterdam or Ibiza or whatever. And I never get to hear guitar. And I wanted to change that. So there's a few really great songs, and live people just go nuts about it. We just finished the European tour, and they love it. And of course, our audience is not a dance club audience, but at the same time, if you place it in the right moment in the set, it fires up the whole show and leaves them like they want more.
Yeah.
And it's
Nice.
always, of course, close to the end of the show, because our show is all kinds of different moods, and the jazzy stuff and funk and blues and everything. It's and then that is like a cherry on the cake, really. It works. It works for sure.
Well, all I can say is I know Anna's going to be coming to Minneapolis playing the Dakota this coming week, and I'm waiting because that's a jazz club where people sit down. Always a great crowd, and they're close to the
Okay,
stage.
always a great.
But I'm gonna guess there might be
Oh
some
yeah.
people standing up from their fancy desserts and cocktails to cut
Yeah,
a rep.
always a great crowd in Minneapolis. We don't have a problem with that. I don't even have a problem with them sitting. The problem, we just want the energy back. And that's
Energy,
really
yeah.
where it's at. And then one club will be everybody standing up. One is more listening room, but we definitely want that energy, and you feel it if it's in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we're feeling it in this room. I'm
Yeah,
just
for
saying.
sure.
Here on the Back Catalog Listening Party, if you just joined us, tell us where you're joining us from, if you're enjoying a beverage or a snack, or if you have questions for Ana Popovic, because this hour is going fast. So
Yeah, it
sneak
is.
in your comments or questions as we go. And we're going to continue listening to tracks from this album Trilogy. As we said, there's 23 tracks. So we're only going to have a little kind of
Yes.
appetizer platter, like a sampler platter of some of the tunes. But this next track you picked to feature is Train. And is this from one of the other discs?
No, it is still from the Woman to Love is from volume 2.
Oh,
Now
volume 2. Gotcha.
This one is from volume 1, and then we're gonna, I think, close with the volume 3. This is a R&B song. Joe Bonamassa plays a guest appearance, a firing solo at the end of the song. But it's a wonderful track, really. Let me see who was. George Porter Jr. was playing bass on it, and I had this idea about this story where two people meet on a train. And I mean, I had similar experience, something like that. It wasn't a train; it was more like a tram. Back when I was a teenager, and I blew up the story, right? Because you need
Yeah.
songs. But we basically met on a train after we met each other somewhere in France, and then he came to Amsterdam, and then we kind of started, we kissed in the tram, and that was it. That was the beginning of our very early relationship, right? That was when we were kids back in the day. So this whole song blew up from there. You have some ideas and you put it down. And again, Tommy Sims and we wrote this song as two people meet on the train, and a love affair happens. But while I was recording it with George Porter Jr., who was at that time well into his 60s, 70s, I don't know, incredible bass player. At some point, he was like staring in the distance, and he was not focused. And I'm like, "Do we have you here?" And he says, "Oh, Ana, you just hit me with this one." Because this exact thing happened to me when I was 18 years old, back in south of France. And it was so funny that everybody started laughing. But that was a funny story. I guess everybody has a little bit of that story in their backyard. Anyway, the song is called "Let's Get Off This Train."
From Ana Popovic here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Let's just say, even a blind man could see. I got pushed in his direction. That's just fine by me. One kiss later, you might say, this was destiny. Feels like a rush, but I just can't keep my speed. Feels like a heaven, I'ma let you take the lead. Feels like a rush, but I just can't station, took an easy stroll. The view of a dirty town from up on the 25th floor. Cheap carpet, and a coffee maker. Tore down lights and wallpaper. So very real. The smell of perfume. Sound of a brush scrub on a window pane. Right in the next room. Feels like a rush, but I just can't keep my speed. Feels like I haven't, I'ma let you take the lead. Feels like a rush, just about to drive me insane. Baby, let's get out, get out. Baby, let's get off this train. This train. I'ma let you take the lead. Let's get it was nothing like I ever done before. Yeah, we used to be perfect strangers, but we're strangers no more. He reached for the key to unlock the door. Hold on, either a kitchen table, baby, or the kitchen floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
He tore that up.
Oh, Ana Popovic with Train from her 2016 album Trilogy. And I know that's from the first disc you said, the morning vibes. And I have to say, my day would be very different if I started off with that song. I feel like I need that kind of,
well, you know,
I need that kind of love vibes to kick off my day.
Needless to say, it's a very popular song in the female world. But I remember now that I actually based this whole song on Marcus Miller, Boomerang, which is one of my favorite songs of his. So basically, I should really give him some percentage of the because I wrote it on Boomerang, and I remember showing it to George Porter Jr., and that's where that bass solo happened in the middle, so where we were kind of. It's a conversation between a guitar and him, and I just love that I have that captured. You know, he's such a huge force in music, and he did so many incredible things back in his day. So I love that. But he heard Marcus and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I can," you know. And then, but yeah, wow, that's how that song happened.
And that bass solo was really something.
Yeah,
special.
it is.
So
it was. Hmm.
And I love how the production on all these tracks really are kind of more tuned to the genres and the vibes that you
Yes.
were going after. This one really felt, I mean, it just felt like it's hard to use words that
Yeah.
are
It,
PG-13.
it is sultry. It is
Yes, sultry.
sexy. It is all of that. Warren Riker and I produced the volume one, and he worked with everybody. Everybody. Michael Jackson, and I don't know what the Fugees is, and Lauryn
Mm.
Hill. Um, and then Tom Hambridge and I produced volume two, and Delfeayo Marsalis produced volume three. And it's just, that's, I guess, first record that I really took charge, and I was like, I know what I want, and I wasn't afraid to take it exactly like that. I was like, I was really, of course, co-producer, but that's where I started really paying attention to what I hear versus what people tell me. And of course, growing up in Serbia and coming to America and trying to make records, it wasn't always easy to fight those ideas. But
Yeah.
I have a vision, and I just need to do it like that. So I think it's a fabulous production on all. And again, we chose 5 songs. There's so much on the blues, and there's Johnny Ray, an incredible slow blues that people loved, and we played the heck out of that song for years. And there's shuffles and stuff. There's a whole jazz album, which is incredible, and of course, a lot of great stuff that we played for years on the funk volume.
Awesome. Well, and I love that what you did is when you knew what you wanted, you also got the best people in
Yes.
each of those genres
Yeah.
and styles to do it. Like you went after these producers and players that could deliver the like top-notch version of
Yes.
that of your
Yes.
songs. It's just so great. The Back Catalog Listening Party is brought to you by EFS Publicity. Founded by veteran publicist, promoter, DJ, and musician Ellen Stanley, EFS brings an artist's perspective to the table, working to help clients get to the next level in their career. Services include national and international media campaigns, radio promotions, tour press, crowdfunding, grant writing, and more. Get a quote or set up a consultation today at efspublicity.com. Folks, you can pick up this record. You should do it
You should
because
do it.
as good as it sounds on the
We may pick it
podcast,
up.
it'll sound 20 million times better if you buy it.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not lying when I say the production is next level. Like this really is. There's a lot of detail. I
So
mean, I
much.
haven't even talked about all the Hammond B3s and some
I
of those
know,
others.
I was just
mean, there's
thinking
like
about
I'm
that.
hearing the stereo panning, I'm hearing the horns over here and the guitar over there, and
Yes.
there's so many details. You could listen to probably every song over and over again, like 100 times and hear 100 different things. But that's only when you really get all the ones and zeros on a high res, audio file or vinyl, and put on a good pair of headphones. If you're an audio nerd like we are here at the Back Catalog Listening Party, do yourself a favor. Go to anapopovic.com and pick up this trilogy and a bunch of her other records. In the high res file. It goes a long way to show Ana how much you appreciate what she's doing. It ain't cheap driving and flying around these days doing
Especially
all the gigs
with a 5 or 11 piece band
that she's
folks.
doing. And so,
on.
one CD sale is a big deal compared to, however many streams it takes to get
Oh,
get that.
that's for sure. Yeah.
So
for sure.
if you love this, you can. Everybody wins when you buy the CD or the album.
And you can pour over those liner notes and look at all the great players too. If
Yes.
you want to get down rabbit holes, and which we love to do here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Absolutely.
So you can do that. Also look again at Chris's suggestions too for albums. So you're not going to go wrong. Just buy the whole store. And
They're all
check out her tour dates. We also want to take this opportunity before we play our last tune with Ana. We want to thank the folks that have kept this party going and have shown their support, not just for our guest
Absolutely.
musicians, but for this platform that Tony and I started just over 6 years ago now. What?
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
And
I love it.
And that's because of these folks that have stepped up to the plate, support the show every week, come join us for the live tapings, and are such a big part of our music nerdery community. So we want to thank Penny, Anna, Linda, Bevan, Connie, Vaughn, Alan, Chris, Becky, Peggy, Joe, Jim, Beverly, John, Tim, Sarah, David, Jocelyn, Matt, Steve, Mark, Severin, Mary, Nikki, Joni, David, CJ, Christy, Diane, Hetty, Sandy, Neighbor Ann, BZ, Paul, Cynthia, Ross, Mike, Eric, Stephanie, Phil, Ryan, and maybe you. If you would like to join our party and support it, then you can join our Patreon, and you'll get invited to all the live tapings. And you also get first look at the guests. You get invited to other special events and back catalog listening party pint glasses.
Yep.
Still a few
while
left.
supplies last.
That's right. So patreon.com/back catalog listening party. And no matter how you've joined us today, if you're listening to the podcast, if you're liking what you're hearing, make sure to like it, review it, and most importantly, subscribe to it. Whatever platform you like, so that you'll be notified of next week's guests, because we do this every Friday. We drop new episodes. Awesome. With our favorite artists like Ana. So
yeah. And like we were talking about before we started taping today, like this hour for those of us get to gather and do this live taping, it's like, it feels like a vacation to be able to sit and just listen to music purely for the enjoyment of listening to music. It's just not something that I think a lot of us make time for in our lives these days. So if you want to like give yourself the gift of an hour a week of critical listening of music and maybe a few adult beverages, we'd love to have you.
Yes. And I will say that, I mean, a lot of times I listen to music while I do other things. But during this hour, all I'm doing is sitting, and I'm not doing laundry. I'm not doing dishes. I'm not pretending like I'm doing something productive. No, I'm just sitting and hanging out with you, which is the best hour of my week. So thank you all for being here. And thanks to Ana for joining us.
Of course. No, thank you for the invitation.
So I think we have time for one more tune here. And this is getting to the jazz record, right?
Yes. Well, of course, I didn't know what I was getting into when I imagined this, but I really wanted to get as close to the sound of jazz as possible. I'm not a jazz guitar player. I studied some what I said, and I picked Delfeayo for the role. And, we I guess met, I'm sure back then it was not things online. So we met and discussed the song and said, okay, where's going to be the rehearsal at his home? I come there, there's 4 horns, and there is Herlin Riley, incredible jazz drummer. And, his crew, right, from New Orleans. And I don't, how jazz guys are. I don't know if they're going to look down on this music, if they're going to like it, what's going to happen. But I'm in for a surprise. And man, that rehearsal was the quickest rehearsal I've ever remember in my career. It took 2 hours to go over all the songs, and they gave me multiple options because they did the homework before. Mm-hmm. So they were like, do you want a fast double time swing? Do you want the medium tempo? And then they play all this, right? And it's better than the best. And I can't choose, right? So this particular song, Waiting on You, there's 2 versions on the record. There is a double time swing, which we're not going to listen now, but is just as good. I don't know. I couldn't choose then. That's why I put both. Nice. And that was the case with all songs. We opened the record with Tom Waits' cover that we still play in the set. I played for all these years, and people love it. It's a horn-driven cover of New Coat of Paint by Tom Waits, and it's always a winner on every show. And of course, Waiting on You, I've been playing for a long time. I haven't in a long time, but it's such a good song. It's something I wrote, and they put it into this real New Orleans jazz vibe. Same thing with the vocal is I want it to sound like a completely different singer from the volume 1. You see, volume 1, you're driving in your car to your work, you're pumped up. Volume 2, you maybe on our lunch break, you want to hear some blues, and then once the day is over, you've done all your chores and everything, you're wasted, you're tired. You put on a volume 3. That's the idea behind, and then there is this smooth sound. It's just gorgeous. Take a listen. You'll
All
hear.
right. Perfect way to end our hour. Perfect way to start your weekend here with Ana Popovic with Waiting on You here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Lift me from the ground. For no one but you, I said everything aside. You're my touch, you're my feel, my taste, my will, my mood, my voice, my life. Waiting on you to take me in your arms. Waiting on you, babe. No one can do no harm. Just being close to you will make everything alright. You're my touch, you're my feel, my taste, my will, my mood, my voice, my life. Just being close, you can't understand. Now I know what I miss. I want love, not a friend. Just being close, you can't understand. Do you know what you want? Are you ready to make amends? Yeah. turn my world around. Waiting on you, baby, to lift me from the ground. Just being close to you will make everything alright. You're my touch, you're my feel, my taste, my will, my mood, my voice, my light. Waiting on you, waiting on you. Yeah, waiting on you, waiting on you. You're my touch, you're my feel, my taste, my will, my mood, my light, my sunshine. Waiting on you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, tasty. Tasty. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. Folks out there loving it. And we got some more comments coming in. Thank you, Ana, for a great show. You have quite the 2026 tour lined up. Enjoy. Susan says, a fantastic evening with a fantastic artist. Thank you, Ana. Connie chimed in. Wow, fabulous show. Thanks to all. Alinda, great show. Ana rocks. Yeah, this is so fun. Awesome. And I feel like that song, I think they definitely got the assignment. And sounds, I think you could line that up with just some of the best contemporary jazz out there. So sounds real sweet. And I also love that I think I've now moved to the martini part of the evening with that song, or maybe a Sazerac because we're in New Orleans, I guess. But
well, I mean, try it when the day's over. I'm talking midnight, 1 a.m. Yes. You're driving back and you put it on, and it's just the best. It's amazing.
Yes, it's a nightcap music. Yeah, wonderful,
perfect.
Whew. Well, I think I'm ready for my weekend to get started. Thank you so much, Ana.
This was so much fun. Thank you. And, usually I get to do interviews and talk about the latest record, but this is wonderful to just kind of talk about what was there before.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, this was a wonderful hour, Ana. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It was definitely what I needed tonight. So, music has a way of doing that every week. It's amazing.
Yes.
Every week.
Wonderful. You got a good thing going.
Oh, well, thank you. And thanks to all of you who joined us for the live taping and those of you joining us on the podcast. We're happy to have you at the party, and we can't wait to see you back next week for another edition of the Back Catalog Listening Party.
All right. Well, until next time, cheers. Keep supporting independent music.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Thanks for joining us on the Back Catalog Listening Party. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a review, which helps more people discover our show and our guests.
And do you want to be a part of the live show, get a first look at upcoming guests, and receive invites to private online parties and live streams? Then join our Patreon community at backcataloglisteningparty.com.
Have a great week. We'll see you back here next Friday for another edition of the Back Catalog Listening Party.